future. Children and hopes for our tomorrow. With education, shelter, health, clothing, we need a moral life. We've got to really help. Movement for youth and children's right. We really have to help. Movement for youth and children's right.
We have prepared this documentary for you to see the work we are doing in Sierra Leone, Africa. The work we are doing in order to make the life of young people meaningful. Now, I have to give you a brief background about my own personal life. I am from a family of 6. My father is late and my mother is now old. I was 6 years when I lost my father. He died by a road accident, and since then, our mother took up our schooling responsibility. But by the intervention of the war, everything became disrupted, and my brothers and sisters fall out of school. I was fortunate to be sponsored by a priest, and I went through my high school. And again, throughout the war, the civil war in Sierra Leone, I was dropped out of school, and I was conscripted by rebels. I went through the trauma of war in my country, and along it, I was with the rebels. I went through a lot of circumstances, but I never gave up as a young man. I was so inspired, and throughout what I went throughout the civil war, I began to realize that there's nothing good for a man except to work in the benefit of others. So I took upon myself, I started an organization just after the end of the war that was called the World Voices Sierra Leone Project. This organization was formed out of a joint network with the World Voices Norway organization. And in 2005, I had the opportunity to travel to Norway. There I met colleagues who have the passion to contribute to young people in Africa. So we formed a project called the Building Bridges Creating Network Project. This project helps young people in Africa like Sierra Leone. We are using ICT, that is information communication technology, to spear out, to tell the world about the problems of democracy and youth development in Africa. I was able, through this project, to connect with other young people all over the world. After the end of the war and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission ended, I decided to forge ahead with my work with the International Education and Resource Network. That is the IAN project. IAN project was just like an organization that connects young people together to make a difference. And after which, I forged ahead with the War Child Holland organization in Sierra Leone. I was serving as a project officer in charge of children with psychosocial problems. And after War Child, I did a 2-month program with the Peace Child International. It was so inspiring for me to mingle with colleagues from international world who are so much involved in peace and reconciliation. From all these experiences I gathered, I realized that I should be part of development. I should be part of what I wish to see in my country, peace, development, and especially for children and young people. So we did a visibility studies in communities like Kanigo, Kamayama, Mamaka village. And throughout our visibility study, it was evident that children were not going to school. Children were out in the streets suffering. Children whose parents were conscripted during the Civil War are no more accepted in these communities. So these children are out in the streets. They were in the street, especially teenagers, and they were involving into early sex, early marriages. And that's a result of HIV and AIDS, sexual reproductive abuses, and some other things. So we decided to form the Movement for Youth and Children's Rights to address some of these alarming issues. One of the reasons is we want to help complement the effort of our government, to complement the effort of local NGOs and international NGOs who are working tirelessly day and night to see that these problems are settled or this problem are achieved. So we decided to form the Movement for Youth and Children's Rights. One, to help children who are orphans, children whose parents have gone through the civil war, who are now facing the aftermath of the war, and children who are victimized in society for one reason and the other. And also to help war child soldiers who are now youth in the streets, who want to become like any other potential people in the world. They want to learn skill training. They want to retrieve themselves from the trauma of this war into a meaningful and a productive citizenry in this country. So the essence of the Movement for Youth and Children's Rights is basically to help young people and children to retrieve them from the trauma of war into a stage of development and self-reliance. So this organization was founded in late 2008, but it was a bit frustrated until when I had the opportunity to attend the International Intensive Training on Nonviolence Communication in Albuquerque, USA. This program was channeled to me through a friend called Gat Donaldson. He has been my role model. He has been so supportive in bringing me to the dream and the journey of success, and especially the programs I want to do, the contributions I want to do in Sierra Leone. So Gat recommended me to the Nonviolence Communication Center in the US, and I was given a full scholarship to travel down to the US to learn the essence or the importance of nonviolence communication. I was there for over 2 months. The training was so successful. I came back home, and colleagues from the training came together and then sponsored my program for the year 2008, 2009, and 2010. We developed an ICT project that helps so many students and so many youths. Today, young people, hundreds of them have now their own centers. They are now living or sustaining from what they learned from the ICT centers, which we created out of this project.
We have an internet and also a computer training center in Freetown as a whole. And it's working like we are creating a means for youth and also children to get a computer knowledge in this country as a whole.
I was once a student at MYCRO Computer Training School, and I successfully graduated because, you know, it was nice, and it's one of a dream come true because it shows that MYCRSL is indeed fulfilling one of its vision, which says that it is providing entrepreneurial skills and educational opportunities for youths and children, and I'm indeed fortunate to be one of such.
And also we developed what we call a self-help agricultural project in Mamaka village. This village have a lot of vulnerable children. Parents want their children to go to school, but one of the excuses they usually tell us is that they don't have the resources, the money to support them. So we joined these communities to develop this agricultural project. The agricultural project, we buy the products and we give to the people. The people provide the manpower. We cultivate these crops together, like peanuts and other things. And then we cultivate and harvest them. And then we sell them out to the market. And then the money we then in turn buy school materials and give out to these children. So now the lives of these people have become useful. Now they are able to realize that working together brings strength, unity, and development. We also have the child supports for the blind.
Where I be in Mamaka village, my eyes is paining me. Nobody know for take care of me. MYC I can't see me for help me. Go take me to Mamaka village. They fetch me Freetown. He can't do operation on my eyes. He can't put me in Mamaka school for the blind. I tell God thank you for MYC. I tell God thank you for my eyes.
And also we have the non-violence communication training project. We have trained hundreds of children, hundreds of community leaders, policemen in the stations. We have trained the FSU, that is the Family Support Unit of the Sierra Leone Police, to realize that non-violent way of life is one of the most important ways that we can attain and sustain our peace we have. We also have what we call the Child Campaign for the Next Generation projects. That is the CCNG. We have a set of children who go to the media, the radio, to talk about reconciliation, to talk about democracy, to talk about good governance, to talk about education for the girl child. Now, in 2013, these are the things we want to do. Now, we have the Children of AIDS Victims project. I have a family or a sister who lost her life this year in June. She passed away from a disease called HIV and AIDS. To me, it's a bad story. So out of the passion and what I have actually developed from the survey I have done and the sad story I've gone through, I want to develop what we call the CAF project, that is Children of AIDS Victims. That is children whose parents have passed away. We have a lot of them. We have hundreds of them. I'm able to meet with them. I have talked with them. They say we are victimized in schools because of what our parents have gone through, because our parents have passed away because of this disease. Some of them, their colleagues in schools laugh at them. Even in homes, communities, they victimize them. Some of them have stopped going to school. So one of the roles we want to do is we want to bring these children on board, to let them realize that all is not lost. They can still be part of development. They can still go to school. They can be like any other children in the world.
It's from Marsu Salata program Kapay or Maringai. Tantarung, Kamang Billy Marsu, Kabilikano, Billy, Kamang program until Sa, Kamangoro Kri. I just made a program of Munafa. Or bonus 100% Manu Butan for the Mangalusui, Manu Butalama, Suma, Baraka, Amambae. Tapimness Namdanagapay or Mari, Tamarsu Rangbili, Kama Sansoi, and programming Kamangili Tapunayang.
Well, as me now, woman, because our lady kinder will be featured tomorrow. I will be proud if I see particularly the girl Kingdom, na Salom, particularly the province system, the big leader tomorrow, I believe say na a big help to we the woman there.
We also have support to the blind. We have Ibrahim Kamara and we have Hawanatu Kamara. These two children are sponsored by our organization. And many of them are crying. They want us to help them. They want to complete their high schools. They want to go to universities. Here we have the School for the Blind that only caters for primary level and secondary level. There is no provision for tertiary level like universities. We also have the ICT project. That is the computer training programs I just told you. We want to develop these things. We only have it in one district. And we have about 13 districts in the country. We want to develop these training centers in all these 13 districts. So we need your help, we need your financial support in order to support.
I'm not alone. There are millions more, not even thousands of youths, There are millions more who are computer illiterate, I'm really appealing to donors out there and fellow Sierra Leoneans, who have the means of supporting MYCRSL financially so that, MYCRSL will be able to expand in all the districts of this country. So that come 2030 at least, each and every student, youth especially, will be computer literate, so that at least Sierra Leone will be in the forefront of development.
We also have the Home of Peace project. The Home of Peace project is it's actually going for orphans. We have over thousands of orphans throughout the country. We only have few SOS homes. So these children are out in the street. Some of them are living with their guardians, but they are not treated the way they should be treated.
I, as the project facilitator for Movement for Youth and Children's Rights, I am actually pleading to donors to support this project so that our young people who are coming up, who are our future leaders for tomorrow, will be able to be educated.
So kind of feel very proud. Maybe after 3 years, after changing our Rusumbo, Yika Karago, so to feel very proud. Can't imagine.
And we want our country to be a country free of corruption, free of the agony of war as we have gone through it. We want to have educated people after this generation who can stand firm for peace, who can stand firm for development, who can stand firm to change our world, to make it a better place. So for these things, these 4 projects or 5 projects, We are appealing to you to support us. These are the alternatives we want to create. We don't want you to give us your money, use it like a year or two, and then it gets finished. We want to have a sustainable project that will help this dream become sustainable for today and for future to come. So these are the things we want to use your money to do in order to sustain this project, because we want this project to be sustainable. One, we want to have the water fundraising project. That is, we want to establish a water factory wherein we'll be able to have a pure water factory wherein we'll manufacture water for drinking. We'll sell this water out to the street. We'll sell them in the market, the supermarkets, industries, offices, wherein people can buy from this water, and then we're able to use this money to help this, to sustain this project. And this water factory will be a sustainable one. It will last for many years. So we're not able just to have money and then keep it and then use it, and then after which there will be nothing to sustain the project. You know, we also have in mind transport for success projects. We want to have buses. There's no buses in the street. We want to have buses in the districts that will be running and bringing funds on a daily basis, monthly basis, so that we use this money to sustain these projects. We will also have what we called You're Living Our Success Driving School. We want to have a driving school. Now the country is moving from war to development. Many people want to become drivers. So we want to establish a driving school wherein people will come to this driving school, they will pay and then learn to become drivers. They'll be given certificates and we'll help them to have license. They will pay for this service. So the money will be used again to sustain these projects. And also we have what we call the Youth Empowerment for Self-Reliance Project. We want to have skill training centers. We want to have tailoring machines, carpentering instruments, and mechanical instruments, so that we'll train young people to be self-reliant in this society.
A big thank you to MYCRO, because MYCRO has done a great job, and it only needs great support from donors out there.
So these are the things we're asking you. We need your support. We need your financial support. You can help us with, if you have a van, an open van, anything you can afford. They need food, they need school materials, they need school bags. We want to build homes for these children. We want to develop this ICT project. If you have a computer or you know a computer institution, that can help us. If you have the funding, if you have the support, if you know people who can support initiative that can bring development, you can connect us. In whatever way you help us, you can put a smile on the face of young people. You can put a smile on the face of children who want to become potential.
Children are the hopes for the future. Children are the hopes for our tomorrow. With education, shelter, health, clothing.